Hey there, Jaden. Hope you're having a great vacation. Here's your video lesson. Two things I want to talk about. I'll go down the list, and as usual, if you have questions at the end or you look at anything, feel free to shoot a message on over, and I'll do my best to answer. So let's get to it. So first thing is we're kind of getting into the speedy parts of backcountry. Now, remember with any solo, the idea is, you obviously want to try to do as much of it note to note as much as you can. But with this, it's more kind of seeing what techniques Sinister Gates and Zacky Vengeance are doing in this and try to adopt them into your own playing. So it doesn't need to actually be note to note or at the tempo because they're moving pretty quick. So if we gather from this solo just the techniques and kind of concepts that they're doing, it's considered a victory in my book. So let's see what they're doing. So the first thing is some technical practice, which is alternate picking. They're huge alternate pickers. They're moving quick and they're moving quick too. We have the first one right here. You have yourself a 5. This is a little chromatic exercise to get your pick going. So 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So down, up, down, up. Notice I'm anchored. Right, so what we want to do is we're going to practice first on one string, which I think you got down pretty well, doing the alternate pick. Right? And then what we're going to do after that, on the up, down on the on the third string. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. My big thing is to do is slow and control, maintaining perfect relaxation with the pick in the hand, in the left hand, fingers over here, not pressing hard. I'm hardly pressing at all, right? And you want to practice that string cross, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So I'll do on muted strings to make sure I'm not missing anything with the pick. I'm not adding like extra beats or taking a beat away that I can really hear what I'm doing. Do that slow. If you can do it slow, relax on the edge of the pick, on the nice edge of the pick. Shift up a fret. Reverse it. It's all here in the tab. 9, 8, 7, 6, 9, 8, 7, 6. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. On that up, down, up, I'm trying to bring my pick up just to the top. So I'm imagining that the big thing is to make sure you don't swing too wide when you're crossing the strings. That's the big thing. So if I'm coming through here, down, up, up, on that last up, I don't want to go very far. I don't want to do this. That's too far. You're not going to make it back down in time. Down, so down, up, down, up. I literally just cross the string barely, and then I bounce back. I go back down, and when I go back down, I only go as far as I need to. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like you're rubbing the string with your pick because you're only going as far as you need to. It's just barely past the string, right? So we have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And like I said, down, up, down, up. I'm barely crossing that string. And then immediately back down again. If I go too far, I'm not going to make it back down in time. Right, so we have and so on the same thing on the reverse, on the back down, down, up, I'm going just as far as I need to. I'm imagining that there's like a dot just right above the string, and that's what I'm aiming for. If I aim for anything higher, I'm going to waste motion, and I'm not going to be able to make it down in time or play evenly at that point. So you kind of pick right up to where that dot is above the 4th string, and then immediately back down. So I would even practice doing down, up, so down, up, and making sure my pick is positioned correctly. So down, up, and then that lift, I'm almost touching the D string. I'm like not quite, but I am almost there. Down, up, down. Sorry, down, up. I am right over top of that fourth string right there. All right. So practice that for me. First thing is to put a rest in between that and then this. Then try to do it without the rest in between, right? But first put the rest in between those two things. All right, cool. So then number 2 is the backcountry solo. Like I said, we're kind of getting into the speedy parts of it. And the part I think we should look at next is actually the harmonized guitar part, because you do have a background now in some basic theory knowledge. And so for you, I think that measures, these would be 91 to 100 would be one to look at first, the harmonized guitar part. What I'd like you to do, and this would be kind of cool, is figure out what notes Synyster Gates is playing. So take the first one that he does here in measure 91, this right here, so we have, sorry, sight reading. Right, take those notes and figure out what they are, and then just like a small snippet, and then go to Zacky Vengeance's guitar part. And so the first note, for example, for Synyster was that note right there, 13, it's an F. And then we go to Zacky, and the first note he hits is a 15. What they're doing is they're playing chords, or they're harmonizing the scale in a certain interval, right? So the first one he plays is an F, and then Zacky's playing the D, and what's that distance between the D and the F is a minor third. So it'd be very interesting to see if their solo actually lines up like that. They're playing minor thirds all the way through, or if they break off and do other intervals. That would be super useful if you decide to ever like be in a band or want to write your own stuff. You go, okay, I'm going to take the Dorian mode or whatever, and I'm going to create a cool like lead line, and then I'm going to see if I can harmonize that lead line a la then sevenfold and do it in thirds or fourths or whatever interval it happens. You can do it in whatever you want. It'd be interesting to see if that continues all the way through and minor thirds all the way through. So that's what I would do with the harmonized guitar part, is like learn both of them, and then see how they relate to one another in terms of the musical distance. And that would open up the doors for things that if you wanted to write stuff like this and you wanted to write harmonized guitar parts. You see it all over the place. I mean, Queen does it, and there's only one guitar player in there, and there's plenty of songs where he overdubs like 5 guitars, and he's harmonizing this big huge chord. That's why it feels like a wall sound coming at you, because it really is. It's a chord coming at you, but he's played it as single note lead lines, right? All that Queen stuff is written like that. Who else does that? Smashing Pumpkins will do that on occasion, especially Siamese Dream. You see a lot of that. Like Soma has like 40 guitar tracks on it. Some places like ridiculous. So they do harmonized guitar parts. So any band, Boston, any sort of like prog band or progressive band in rock will do a lot of this stuff, harmonized guitar parts. So it'd be best to kind of see what they're doing and kind of break it down. So learn both their parts, and then see. And this is on the numbers I'm getting you for the measure numbers are on Songster, by the way, if you made this far into the video. So look at that for me. And then there is a sweet part in Zacky's part at 89. What you do to learn this is you learn the chord shape first, the arpeggio shape. I could write it down for you. It'd be more fun for me to watch you actually figure it out, though, and write out the chord arpeggios. So what you end up doing is you go, okay, I'm going to take that first shape right there. So 17, 13, 15, 14, 15. Oh, see, if I can do it myself. I think in the song, it's not a super fast sweep, but it's tricky. Right, so you take those shapes, there's 2 or 3 of them, but I'd like you to take those shapes and figure them out and be able to sweep them up, and then maybe tell me what the name of the chord is. And then what you can do is take that and go to other chords we've done, say the 2-string sweeps or the cage shapes, and we can implement this kind of sweep that he does into your own playing. So I'm saying you don't need to learn it note for note at tempo, but like learn it pretty quick, and then you take it and then you assimilate it into your own playing or your own lead lines. All right, cool. And then just real quick, here. There's some speed parts. We're kind of running out of time right now. Time allotted for this, but there's a little. We'll talk about that. Practice the speed pick, the alternate picking exercise first, and then we'll look at those little speed picks towards the end of the solo, and then we'll go from there. Awesome, man. So work on that for me. Have a great time, and I will see you not next week because it's 4th of July weekend. I won't be here, but I'll see you the week after. Take care.